Let me tell you about a flamingo, a creature of vibrant color and graceful movement. I once saw at the zoo amidst a large flock of its peers. It was a typical sunny afternoon, and the zoo was bustling with activity. But this particular flamingo wasn't quite like the others. It immediately caught my eye. Its neck was permanently crooked, leaning noticeably to the left, a stark contrast to the elegant curves of its companions. It was bent in a way that seemed almost unnatural. At first glance, I felt a pang of sympathy for it. I couldn't help but wonder if it was in pain or if it felt ostracized. It seemed so different, so visibly imperfect compared to the rest of the perfectly postured flock. But as I continued to watch, observing its behavior and interactions, I realized it wasn't trying to hide its difference or struggling against it. It carried itself with a quiet confidence. It dipped its neck to feed effortlessly, adapting to its unique anatomy. It socialized with the other flamingos, seemingly unbothered by its physical difference. And it basked in the warm sunshine, preening its feathers and relaxing just like every other flamingo in the enclosure. Its crooked neck, which I initially perceived as a disadvantage, didn't seem to stop it from living its life fully and without reservation. In fact, amidst the sea of pink, it was the one flamingo that truly stood out. It was the one I remembered long after I left the zoo that day. Its image remained vivid in my mind. It wasn't trying to conform to some arbitrary standard of perfection. It was simply and unapologetically being itself, embracing its unique form. That flamingo, in its quiet resilience, taught me a profound lesson about authenticity and self-acceptance. It didn't allow its perceived imperfection to define its worth or limit its experience. We, as humans, often spend so much time and energy trying to fix our perceived flaws and shortcomings. But what if our true strength, our unique power, lies not in erasing those flaws, but in fully embracing them? The flamingo wasn't consciously being brave or making a statement. It was simply existing in its natural state, comfortable in its own skin, or rather, feathers. True connection, genuine joy, and lasting fulfillment ultimately come from showing up in the world as our authentic selves, crooked necks and all. Our uniqueness, that which sets us apart, isn't a flaw to hide away in shame, but a precious gift to own, celebrate, and share with the world. That's what makes us truly memorable, deeply connected, and vibrantly alive. Have you ever stopped to wonder why it's often so incredibly difficult to simply be ourselves, to embrace our authentic selves without reservation? It's because day after day we find ourselves wearing the heavy, cumbersome armor of should. This metaphorical armor, though invisible, is incredibly weighty. I should be more successful, we tell ourselves, chasing after an elusive ideal. I should look different, we lament, comparing ourselves to unrealistic standards. I should have it all together, we insist, striving for an unattainable level of perfection. These expectations, these shoulds, often come from external sources, from the pressures of society, family expectations, and the curated realities of social media. They rarely originate from the genuine desires of our hearts. We mistakenly believe this armor protects us from judgment and criticism, but in reality, it only weighs us down, hindering our ability to move freely and authentically through the world. It's utterly exhausting to constantly maintain a perfect facade, to pretend to be someone we're not. The underlying fear of being vulnerable, of showing our true selves, ultimately keeps us from experiencing real, meaningful connection with others. We hustle relentlessly for worthiness, striving to prove our value, desperately hoping to be accepted and loved for who we present ourselves to be. But this pursuit is a trap. It keeps us feeling small, isolated, and disconnected from our true selves and from those around us. Living this way, constantly burdened by the shoulds, is like running a marathon with a backpack full of rocks, an unnecessary and debilitating weight. The world misses out on the unique and wonderful person we truly are beneath the armor, and we, in turn, miss out on the incredible freedom that comes with embracing our authentic selves. Taking off the armor, shedding those shoulds, is undoubtedly scary. It requires courage and vulnerability, but it's the only path to true belonging, to genuine connection, and to a life lived in freedom and authenticity. When we embrace our authentic selves, real transformation happens. The first gift is quiet, unshakable confidence. You know you're worthy as you are. Relationships deepen because authenticity invites genuine connection. We attract people who love us for our real selves. Think of your closest friends. You love them for their quirks, not their perfection. Authenticity is the foundation of true success. You pursue goals that align with your passions, not someone else's definition. Work becomes an expression of who you are, not just a chore. Most of all, you gain freedom and peace. The exhausting act of hiding melts away. You can be imperfect and still be worthy. You become the author of your own story, living with your whole heart. Embracing your true self is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. Start with self-compassion. Treat yourself as kindly as you would a friend. When you feel imperfect, remind yourself, I'm doing the best I can. Get curious about your own feelings and desires. Ask, what do I need right now? What would bring me joy today? Honor your small truths, even if they seem insignificant. Practice sharing your opinions in low-stakes situations. Each time you speak your truth, you build the muscle of authenticity. Set boundaries. They're acts of self-respect, not walls. Decide what's okay for you and communicate it clearly. These small, consistent acts are the building blocks of an authentic life. Step by step, you move toward the freedom of being you. Today is the perfect day to begin anew. A fresh start awaits, a clean slate upon which to paint your dreams. You don't need to wait for a milestone, a special occasion, or some arbitrary sign from the universe to start living authentically, right here, right now, in this very moment. Embrace the real, the raw, the unfiltered you. The world doesn't need another perfect copy, another imitation striving for an unattainable ideal. It needs you, with all your quirks and imperfections, your unique perspective, and your individual gifts. Choosing authenticity is an act of courage, a bold declaration of self-acceptance. In a world that demands perfection, a world that often rewards conformity over individuality, it will feel scary, stepping outside the lines, revealing your true self. But the freedom and connection are worth it. The liberation of being truly seen and accepted is a reward beyond measure. The path to a meaningful life, a life filled with purpose and joy, is paved with the courage to be yourself, to embrace your individuality, and to walk your own unique path. Let go of who you think you should be, the expectations of others, the limitations you've placed upon yourself, and embrace who you are in all your glorious, imperfect, and beautiful entirety. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, even if your words tremble with vulnerability. Own your story, the beautiful and the messy parts, the triumphs and the failures, the joys and the sorrows. The world won't fall apart. In fact, it will come together in new ways, as you connect with others who resonate with your authenticity. You are more than enough, exactly as you are. Embrace your inherent worth, your unique value, and your undeniable beauty. This is your invitation. Take one small step. Be you. The world is waiting, eager to embrace the authentic you.